My name is Marian Westgate. I am a member of the parish board here at First Church in Belmont. Please join me in saying, life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift.
Hi, my name is Chris Holton-Jablonski, and it is my great joy to serve the First Church as its minister and to welcome you to worship. I'm so glad that you're here for a very special Sunday worship. It is Love Fest, annual celebration of all different kinds of love, and we're going to be hearing from lots of different folks from the church, which is really fun. People of all ages, all different kinds of relationships, all different kinds of love. So, to begin with, I wanted to start with these words from Martin Luther King. Our ultimate end must be reconciliation. The end must be redemption. The end must be the creation of the beloved community. We have before us the glorious opportunity to inject a new dimension of love into the veins of civilization. A type of love that I stress here is agape, which is a goodwill for all people. It is an overflowing with the love which seeks nothing in return. It does not begin by discriminating between worthy and unworthy people. It begins by loving others for their sakes and makes no distinction between friends and enemies. It is directed toward both. It is the type of spirit and this type of love that can transform oppressors into friends. It is love seeking to persevere and create community. It is the love of God waking in the lives of people. This is the love that may well be the salvation of our civilization. So today, as we celebrate all different kinds of love, as we hear from so many different people, we remember the grounding, transforming power of love, which has made a way out of no way over and over again through history. We celebrate this love at the core of all we do here at First Church. So, want to lift up before we get going a couple things coming our way. We have our wonderful First Church cooks again on the 21st. We have our moth hour, and they're looking for more folks to share stories, so you can contact Ian or Richard Waring if you want to participate in that, or there's more information in the Unitarian and in the announcements. And then also we have our next round of Gather Round with Rachel Greenberger, an article discussion group, which is wonderful. And as always, our coffee hours on Sunday mornings, small group ministries, lots of ways to connect for folks of all ages. So please do reach out if you have any questions, either myself or Lillian Anderson, our Director of Adult Programs. Always happy to help get you all connected. But for now, let us sink into this precious time. Come, let us worship together.
Hi, I'm Tama, and this is my sister Isa, and I'm 6, and I've known my sister since I was in my mom's belly. And the 3 things I appreciate about her is that we can play together with dogs, and I love that sometimes she's doing something else and I'm doing a different thing, so then I can just play on my own sometimes. And the other thing is she's fun to play with when we don't get in an argument. Hi, my name's Lisa, and I've known my sister since I was in my mom's belly, and I'm 6. The thing I appreciate about my sister is she helps me when I'm upset. we get to play alone sometimes. And she's always, well, not always, but a lot. She's sometimes always on my side when we're trying to force my mom to do something.
We have been married 50 years. I met Eloise in 1970 en route to a protest in D.C. after Kent State. I fell in love with her on the spot and decided then and there I wanted to marry her.
I wasn't so sure. 50 years, however, of romance has convinced me that I am sure. Every year, Bob remembers the day that he proposed to me with a bouquet of flowers and a question of whether I will still say yes. Every wedding anniversary, he and I take the day off and reflect on our marriage. Bob has a wonderful, beautiful, romantic streak to him. He's also a little nutty. He's bought me some crazy outfits over these years as ways to celebrate. And believe me, those are outfits you will never see. But this is a playfulness that I love in my Bob. The other thing is that he is incredibly intellectually curious about everything. He can carry on any conversation with you, whether it be about electricity, plumbing, or carpentry, as well as politics and just about anything else. There is never a moment of boredom in our relationship. Also, Bob's a great cook and entertainer, and when this is over, you will want to be invited over for a meal. After 50 years, you know one another's idiosyncrasies.
I don't have that yet.
And you love them despite of these, and because of them. I am blessed to be living with my best friend.
Eloise is exciting. When you're with her, you feel the excitement and the energy. Sometimes she has so much energy we have to take long walks just so she can burn off some of that energy. I can testify she is the best hugger, and she does wear those wonderful outfits and looks great in them. I've enjoyed quarantining with Eloise. She is my best friend. We never run out of conversation, and I don't have to finish my sentences because she will finish them for me. I struggle to be an artist, and she has become my best and most favorite model. COVID made hairdressers off limits, so I learned to color her hair, you can notice, and she has learned to trim what little hair I have. I think together we make a strong team.
Yes, indeed.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear for the whole world to hear. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear for the whole world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that still keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly, I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I'd know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing, 'cause I'd know how it feels to be free.
The next day in Good Spring Woods, Stu told the creatures what Terry had said, that it's best to stand their ground and not flee or live in dread, because together they are one. Yes, every creature under the sun. As a group, they'll come together despite the stormy... Wait, hold on a second. Who are we forgetting? There's Felix and Racket, Ollie, Spike. Oh, Stu then spoke up. Where's Beverly the beaver? Oh, not her, the creatures cried. It's better we leave her. She's grumpy, she's stinky, she's missing a pinky. She's obsessed with her house, where she lives with that mouse. She'll be safe. She'll be fine. Let's not ask or waste her time. I doubt a bear would eat a beaver. Trust us, friend. We should leave her. Stu then thought for a moment, and then he spoke. If we're deciding to stand as one, shouldn't we include everyone? And is it a fact that she's no good, or could she simply be misunderstood? The creatures were stumped. Stu had a point. So that day they made the decision to act in love. By the way, the mouse was a pigeon. They invited Bev, and the beaver said, yes, I'd be glad to join the mission. And now more than ever they were coming together, building bridges, making strides, showing love and choosing not to hide, despite the looming shadow of the bear that would soon be there.
Let's just say that Valentine's Day is not always a happy occasion. It calls for a certain idealization of romance that has a degree of disappointment just baked into it. But if we can broaden the definition to include appreciation and affection, all of us can participate and feel some uplift. One of my happiest Valentine activities takes place on Martin Luther King Day during the day of service. For close to a decade, I participated with community members, including our own Devin Beckett, who gather to make Valentines for isolated individuals, many of them in shelters or elderly housing or serving in the military abroad. It's always a heartwarming sight seeing the full flood of who shows up to channel their affection for unknown others. The creativity is astonishing, and I thought I would share a few images with you. The rooms are always crowded, but there's a joyful feeling in the air. One family uses the opportunity to give their son, who was born on Martin Luther King's birthday, a birthday party where all the guests make cards. People are proud of their creation. One time, a disheveled gentleman with a distinct scent wandered in. As folks edged away from him, I gave him some supplies and tried to make him feel welcome. He spent over an hour making this beautiful and organized and clever card. You just never know what's inside someone. The kids are delightful. This is a Valentine card to Martin Luther King Jr. from Isha. She says to fight with love and not hat red. You are peacefuls. I hope so. The animal cards are amazing. Hedge hugs. No otter like you. My all-time favorite is this beauty. Live without you? I can't. This year we couldn't gather, and a small number of volunteers made cards at home. Almost 3,000 people have come to expect a handmade Valentine under their door. The leaders of the Valentine Project, Ann Lawson and Lori Damon, did not want to let them down. Jane Manassian contributed these beauties, and my dear husband helped as well. There are so many varieties of affection, and on this Valentine's Day, I welcome them all.
Hi, my name is Lori Graham, and I'm a member of the parish board. This is the time in our service when we invite an offering to support the good work of the church, both within and beyond our walls. For this entire month of February, our worship offerings will be shared with UU Mass Action, a wonderful local group helping to mobilize and connect UU communities as they work for immigrant justice, environmental justice, Indigenous rights, and more. Their work makes so much possible. Your generosity also makes so much possible. As you know, we are in the midst of our stewardship campaign, so please do pledge and give as generously as you can. First Church is thriving in this challenging moment, and your gifts help ensure that we will thrive for years to come. To make an online donation, go to uubelmont.org/giving, and as always, you can mail in a check to the church. And to make your pledge, go to the website and follow the links. Thank you so much.
Bist du bei mir, geh ich mit Freuden zum Sterben und zu meiner Ruhe, zum Sterben und zu meiner Ruhe. getreuen Augen zu. Ach, wie vergnügt wär so mein Ende. Es drückten deine schönen Hände mir die getreuen Augen zu. Bist du bei mir, geh ich mit Freuden zum Sterben und zu meiner Ruh, zum Sterben und zu meiner Ruh.
Hello. Most of you know that I'm Lillian Anderson and I am the First Church Adult Programs Coordinator, and I want to introduce you to my friend Darian Smith. We've known each other for 30 years because we have both been staunch members and very active at First Parish in Concord. Unitarian Universalist, of course. So I want you to meet Darian Smith, and she's going to tell you a little bit about our history.
Yeah. I've enjoyed our friendship through the years. We've become closer in the last 10 years. And some of the things that I like about Lillian are that she's fun and fun to be with, fun to travel with, and she has great ideas about where to travel and how to rent a house or something like that. She's a wonderful resource as well as travel companion. And we enjoy books and movies and plays, both going to them or talking about them together. And we both like to play games as well.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And in fact, we just celebrated my birthday playing games,
That's
which
right.
was wonderful.
And another thing about Lillian is that I always know what she's thinking because she speaks her mind pretty much. And she doesn't hold back, so you're going to know. But she also listens to what I say and other people say as well. And if she gives me advice, she's okay if I don't take it, even if she thinks I'm wrong. But she can handle that. But she often has good advice. So
the thing that I love most about Darian is that she is probably the most caring person I have ever known in my life. She takes care of people naturally, and it seems like less effort than anyone else. But the other part of this that I love about her is that she's very much a feeling person, and she cries at a moment's notice. She does that quite often, and I think it's just wonderful. But it's also such a tribute to her wide network of friends that she has in her heart. And so I also know that Darian is probably the most dependable person I've ever met. And she does numbers because she's a former math teacher. So anyway, she's a lot of fun too, which is why we love each other, is because we have fun together.
yes, we laugh.
Yes, we do.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend you all through the night. I who love you shall be near you all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, ill and thin in slumber sleeping. I, my loving vigil keeping all through the night. Mother, I can hear me all through the night. And when I am your age nearly, still I will remember clearly how you sang and held me dearly all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while one half the world is sleeping all through the night, even while the sun comes stealing, visions of the day revealing, breeze of pure and holy feeling all through the night.
Love is complicated, and love in all its forms, love with family members, love with people who are hard to love. I love this poem. I love a lot of the poetry of Sharon Olds, but this poem, Little Things, speaks to these complex kind of loves. She writes, after she's gone to camp in the early evening, I clear our girls' breakfast dishes from the rosewood table and find dinky crystallized pools of maple syrup. The grains standing there, round in the night, I rub it with my fingertip as if I could read it, this raised dot of amber sugar. And this time, when I think of my father, I wonder why I think of my father, of the Vulcan blood-red glass in his hand, or his black hair gleaming like a broken open coal. I think I learned to love the little things about him because all of the big things I could not love, no one could. It would be wrong to. So when I fix on this image of resin or sweep together the heel of my hand, a pile of my son's sunburned peels like insect wings, where I peeled his back the night before camp, I am doing something I early learned to do. I am paying attention to small beauties, whatever I have, as if it were our duty to find things to love, to bind ourselves to this world. I especially love that end, our duty to find things to love, to bind ourselves to this world. Both, I think, in relationships, which are complex, with people who we have difficult connections to, still we can find pieces, maybe, moments, maybe. And especially in this wider moment that we're all experiencing, this many times difficult moment that we're moving through, we can find moments, sweetnesses, and have them bind us to this world.
Might have had to say the day you left was the day I gave up hope, and I might have had to lie alone next to me in bed. Joy is the only cause for tears. And I'm not that man who's broken in two, who writes tortured love songs in dark shades of blue. And I can't say that my muse is alive for paying dues. I'm so glad I'm not that man. I'm not that man. I might have been a lost and lonely soul, drifting through my days. And I might have been wandering aimlessly, defeated and afraid. But you showed me how to see in the light, and how to find my way back home. I have no regrets. There's no might have been with this life that we have known. I'm not that man who's broken in two, writes tortured love songs in dark shades of blue. And though I can't say my muse is alive for paying dues, I'm so glad I'm not that man. I'm not that man. I've become a better man than the one I might have been, 'cause you're in my life and we stayed strong. Instead, I'm this man who's one of the few in love with a woman who always stayed true. And I'm finding my muse in this life that we choose. I'm so glad I'm not that man. No, I'm not that man. I'm so glad I'm not that man. Thanks to you, I'm this man.
Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Lauren, and Chris and I have known each other a little more than 20 years.
And the things, oh, and in that time, we've been married for the last 13 years of it. And the things that I most appreciate about Lauren are that I trust her more than anyone I've ever known. She has a really solid and beautiful and true heart, and I trust her more than anyone. She's also very wise, both in the ways of the world and in also our family. She's constantly thinking about all of us and what we need and how we can grow, and I really appreciate that. And that wisdom has really helped me, both with myself and with our children. But then she also has a very playful spirit and is really funny and is really kind and sweet. And then the last one, I really appreciate that she's a really great preacher and has done a lot of real good for our congregations and our people, and I've loved that kind of prophetic voice that she has. So anyway, that's me.
Thanks. I appreciate that. That's a good place to start. I didn't prepare, but I appreciate your laugh, which I've worked in many places where, and lived in many places where I get to hear your laugh issuing from a room. And there's a particular barky laugh that just makes me smile. When I was a senior in high school, something funny happened in Mr. Thomas's class, and it made me laugh so hard I cried. And we were seated in alphabetical order, so Lisa Smith sat behind me, and I just remember she looked at me, she said, "I've never heard you laugh." So it's just lovely to laugh so much in my life right now. I should be just happy. So I appreciate the joy and just like spontaneity you bring to my life. I appreciate your epic ability to create frolic. And I appreciate your sturdiness at the heart of our family. Even when it's hard, even when you wanna, when you don't wanna, you are a deeply faithful person in all the ways. And, I value your love for me and our family. I value so much. But underneath that, there's just the kind of a rock that is us in our marriage. And it's just the sturdiest thing in my world, everything else is sort of built on top of this thing that we both invest in. So I just value that. Anyway, also you're just funny and nice, and I like this crazy beard that you have, especially when it gets nuts and you have a sabbatical or something like that. You have a gigantic beard. It's very silly and great and awesome. And you have a fascinating love for it, which just defies logic. Anyways, that's us.
Hi, my name is Janet Amphlett from the Worship Committee, and this is my dog, Emma. And we've known each other for 6 months. We're in a relationship of evolving mutual understanding. And Emma, I'd like to tell you some of the things I appreciate about you. I appreciate that you surprise me in many ways, although never about food. And I appreciate that you have kept me focused during this long time of the pandemic, that you generally come when called, and that you always go to the bathroom outdoors. And finally, that you deal with everyone with loving kindness and food avidity. Now, do you want to say anything about what you appreciate about me? That's what I thought.
We give thanks for solid and beautiful and true hearts, for playful spirits and solid preaching. We give thanks for resonant laughter, for epic frolic and sturdiness at the heart of family. We give thanks for playing together with dogs, for being on our own and being together, for being fun to play with when we don't get into arguments, for being sometimes always on my side. We give thanks for disappointment baked into Valentine's Day, for Martin Luther King Day Valentines, for hedgehogs, for no otter like you. We give thanks for relationships of evolving mutual understanding, for being fun to travel with, for books and movies and plays. We give thanks for always knowing what someone is thinking and listening, for taking care of people naturally, for feeling people, for having a wide network of people in our hearts. We give thanks for being certain from the first time we met and for not being quite so sure. We give thanks for loving despite of and because of idiosyncrasies, for not needing to finish sentences. We give thanks for paying attention to small beauties, for love in all its forms, for seeking to persevere and create community. We give thanks. Amen.